Right then, sorry if this lens is covered in water and steamed up and it's whatever, but the lovely British weather, nothing we can do about it, and it weren't raining like this when we set off doing this morning, otherwise I wouldn't have bothered. But anyway, all the keys in a bowl, and it's not what some people want to put the keys in a bowl for, bit of something different. So I put these in here because they're all getting wet, and we know where they are then. So this is basically every one of our cars that we own at the minute. So anything that's not here, we're going to mention it, but anything that doesn't get mentioned, we ain't got it anymore. So that explains that. So we'll whip through them all, and then hopefully in the description we can put all the videos on, the link to the either playlist or the videos of the vehicle that we're talking about. And if anybody wants to see anything else in 2021, stick it in the comments and we'll do the best that we can to get them. So the Arosa, and these are all kind of in order that we got them as well. Roughly there might be the odd one swapped about, but I believe they're in order that since we've owned them. So anyway, the Arosa, we've not really done many videos in the workshop on that, so that's definitely something we're going to do next year, and we're going to make sure that we take it racing this time. So that's one. The truck, we've had this a long time, it's always had the same spec, and we're a little bit bored of it, so we made a post a while back and said, do people want us to build like a 400 horsepower engine or whatever, and lots of people said yes. So that's getting built as we speak. We're just waiting on a few little bits coming in and we can finish that build and get that in there. So that's another thing. 330D, we're hoping we can actually race that next year. There's a few little things I don't like about the car, but even when it had less horsepower per tonne than the Golf, it was very close to it lap time wise, so we want to get that racing. The Golf, we just want to win something in that. We know the car's capable, it should easily be able to win in whatever category we put it in. Obviously we make sure that we've got the power to weight just right. The car's so capable, we just need it to stay together for a bit longer. Forgot to put front bumper on that as well, but anyway, forget about that. The Luton van, it got used all last year, absolutely perfect, no problems. We are not replacing it, but it's going to be sort of not used as much next year. God, this rain's just terrible. We're going to be using it next year when we're doing the bigger events, because we're getting a big trailer that we're going to tow with the Amarok, but that's not arrived yet because the one that were coming to us got damaged before we even got it. We might have a couple of pictures or whatever, which was a shame. It was an unavoidable accident with the sound of things, so we'll wait another few months for this new trailer to come. So then we've got the A5. We've sort of been lacking a little bit on updates on that. That's purely because we thought we were having a mapping issue, and it turns out we sort of believe we've got a gearbox internal issue somewhere. We're just not making the clutch pressure that we should be making, and then the clutches are slipping. So that's still stuck at the 395 horsepower or whatever, and occasionally the clutches just randomly slip. So we're going to try and fix that and then come back when we know what's happening, because at the minute it's up in the air, but forget about that. The A6, still going strong, no problems there. We've got the hybrid turbos on, they were mapped and sorted, and I just weren't happy with how they were performing. We're at about 410 horsepower last time I checked, but it just sounded like we're working the little turbo too hard. It always seemed to be a bit whiny. We've sort of tweaked it a little bit and got it as good as we can, but it's not perfect, so we've not done an update on that one, but we should do. But we filmed some little bits, but it's not a full video, so in the new year we're going to change that as well. The Touareg, as usual, does what it needs to do off-road. Not really got any plans to do anything crazy power-wise. I know a lot of people want us to and see what these engines can do, but I know they can do big power. Basically, whatever we get out of the T5 truck, double it, and that's what that could get. But I think we'll always be held back by the gearboxes, and knowing what we've seen with the DSGs causes problems and the older automatics, I don't want to go down that route and just disappoint ourselves by spending hours and hours taking the engine out, putting big turbos on and paying for 10 injectors and they're just having running issues and gearbox issues. So I think we're just going to enjoy that for what it is. We might spend a bit of time next year putting some big bumpers on it and stuff like that. Definitely snorkels, but we'll see basically anything we do to that is going to be making it better off-road, not just trying to get the most horsepower. And yeah, we just need to find time to get it on the dyno again as well. Cherokee, if you watched the last video, the prop shaft's dead on that. We've got a new CV to go on that, so that's going to go on pretty soon, but that's potentially going to be getting replaced by the maybe either a KN or a Touareg 4.2 TDI. Maybe we'll take it off-road, don't know, we'll see. Scott wants something like that, but he drives them like it costs him that much, so we need to be careful what we buy. He might end up having to have Touareg and I have something nicer. But a couple of cars that are not here, there's my T5 van that the kids are in all the time, and Scott's girlfriend Jenna's A4, which everybody knows about that project, that stopped pretty quickly. So the Amarok, we still got big plans for this, not 100% set in stone just yet. Things are evolving day by day, what we're deciding to do with it. But until we've got the 7-ton plates on there, we're not doing anything else. I don't want to compromise that or cause any problems, because it's got to be type approved, and then we can replicate that many times. So big plans, they'll be coming in the new year. The Mini, which is absolutely scruffy from the last track day. Bit of mud on the front from when somebody flicked it up in front of us. Absolutely faultless on track, no problems. I said to Scott before we took that on track, I'd prefer that over the BMW anyway, and it worked. It was so much faster at the end. Obviously we've got things to do on the BMW, but yeah, really good. We're going to get all the parts fitted that we've got, the two-way adjustable suspension, everything, got anti-roll bars, bushers, all that stuff. That's going to come in the new year as well. Get a nice little series going on that. And then the BMW, same sort of thing. That were good on track. The tune that we'd got on there, 125D, the tune that were on there were not quite where we wanted it to be, but we knew going into it, it would either take it standard or just make a quick act tune and see, and it didn't perform as good as we'd hoped. In theory, it should be very close to the Mini, and the Mini was still quicker. But we've already booked a track day at Spa, and we might end up at the Nürburgring in March, 2 days at Spa. So we might end up going to the Nürburgring depending on the times and stuff like that. So we're definitely taking that, and potentially taking that. Not too sure yet. Maybe we'll get something else a bit faster as well, or take one of the other cars. If the A5's sorted, maybe that'd be a nice one to take, and then I can bully Scott. So yeah, there's a little space here. Not big enough, but we didn't have enough room to keep going. There's a little space here where potentially there should be a V12 Q7 going there, just for towing and cruising, and just because it's a V12. And then we've had all the big diesels, we'll have the V8, V10, V12, because why not? That's what we do. So that, if you see the video that's in the description, if we can, that didn't go to plan to start with. And then yeah, these two here are just at the end because we've got them. This was the one that we put the engine in, usual CFCA rubbish. This is a proper Caravelle. It's got all the options. It's quite a nice van, to be fair. My dad had it for a while, and then he got a little bit bored and just said, I don't want it anymore. So that's going up for sale. I don't think it's quite up for sale just yet. And then the shuttle there, that is like a top spec, got absolutely everything on it. That somebody's on the way to look at that now, but that is for sale. So if it's still in the description, that's for sale. If it's not, there's that one, very similar. So yeah, that's all the cars. I'm absolutely wet through. My hands are not even moving anymore. It's bloody freezing. So yeah, hopefully 2021 is better in a lot of respects, but we have had a good 2020 as far as things could be. We've done a lot of stuff considering the circumstances, and I just wish everybody a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Don't get too drunk. I need to go so bad.